Germany's metal legacy runs deep, but even after bands like Running Wild and Gravedigger, many greats remain overlooked. These 10 bands shaped thrash, power, and melodic metal without the fame they earned. Let's dive into the hidden heart of German metal once again and crank it up loud. Oh, and if I mispronounce anything again, sorry, my German's still a work in progress. Let's start with one of the bands you guys mentioned a lot. Before power metal had a name, Helloween were already defining it. Formed in Hamburg in 1984, they fused speed, melody, and high-flying vocals into something brand new. Their Keeper of the Seven Keys albums didn't just influence metal, then they changed it. Kai Hansen and Mikael Kiske created a sound that balanced heaviness with harmony, and every band that followed, from Gamma Ray to Hammerfall, owes them something. What I've always loved about Helloween is their fearless optimism. While others chased darker trends, they kept writing songs that celebrated freedom, fantasy, and human spirit. And yet, outside Europe, they rarely get the same credit as their American or British peers. To me, that's the real injustice. They built a genre, inspired generations, and still play with joy and precision that few can match. Helloween didn't just define power metal, they made it eternal. The next band really surprised me with how they turned storytelling into sound. Blind Guardian formed in Greyfeld in 1984, and they went from speed, metal roots, to creating full-blown epics inspired by Tolkien, mythology, and fantasy literature. Albums like Nightfall and Middle-earth and Imaginations from the Other Side sound like they were carved from another world. Majestic, complex, and emotional. Hansi Kirsch's voice carries entire sagas, while the band's layered harmonies and orchestral touches make every song feel cinematic. What I admire most is their refusal to simplify. While others went radio-friendly, Blind Guardian went symphonic, chasing perfection in storytelling and sound. They should be mentioned in the same breath as Iron Maiden or Metallica for ambition alone, yet they still live just below mainstream radar. For true metal fans, that makes them a treasure. The keepers of imagination in a world that sometimes forgets how to dream. Paradox released a masterpiece and then vanished. Too bad, because it was one of the sharpest debut albums of the decade. Their 1987 record, Product of Imagination, mixed the aggression of Metallica with the precision of European power metal. Technical, melodic, and fierce. Then came Heresy. This was a concept album that proved they weren't just fast. They were visionaries. Unfortunately, lineup changes and label troubles held them back, but the quality never dipped. Charlie Steinhauer's guitar tone, songwriting, and pure drive put him right up there with the greats. What makes Paradox underrated isn't skill, it's circumstance. They arrived too early for the melodic thrash revival, and too pure for the mainstream wave that followed, yet their influence echoes through modern power thrash bands. Paradox never softened, never stopped. They just kept thrashing forward, proving that brilliance doesn't need fame, only conviction and riffs sharp enough to cut through time. Now, if you love the strength of heavy metal but crave real melody, Brainstorm delivers both in equal measure. Formed in southern Germany in the late 80s, they've spent decades crafting music that feels massive yet emotional. Albums like Soul Temptation and Liquid Monster show a band that knows exactly who they are. Heavy, melodic, and unmistakably German. And vocalist Andy B. Frank brings raw emotion and power in every line, while the twin guitar harmonies drive songs with force and clarity. What I admire most is their consistency. Brainstorm never chased trends, never watered down their sound. They built a loyal following through honest craftsmanship and sheer quality. Despite their longevity, they're still left out of most best of lists, which is criminal considering how tight and passionate their records remain. Brainstorm don't reinvent the wheel. Instead, they make it roll louder, stronger, and truer with every single album. I still remember the first time I heard Walpurgis Night. It wasn't polished, it wasn't perfect, but it had that raw, eerie magic that only 80s metal could capture. Stormwitch always felt like Germany's best-kept secret. The band formed in Heidenheim, and they mixed galloping riffs with gothic stories about witches, legends, and medieval battles. Songs like Ravenlord or Stronger Than Heaven didn't just rock, they painted pictures. You could almost see the fog, the castle towers, the moonlit graveyards. What hooked me was how honest they sounded. No big budgets, no hype, just passion and imagination. While the world chased trends, Stormwitch built their own little universe where metal met myth. They never became stars, but maybe that's what makes them special. Every riff feels handcrafted, every chorus like a spell from another time. Listening to Stormwitch is like finding an old record that still has fire in its grooves. Tears by the light, the fire burns down, words like a screech drum. Ready for the burning car, everybody's crazy, crying on the human times, but let's be crushed. This next band was ahead of its time. Before female-fronted metal became common, Sabina Klassen was already leading the charge. When Holy Moses formed in Aachen in 1980, they unleashed a ferocity that rivaled any band on the scene. Albums like Finished with the Dogs and The New Machine of Liechtenstein hit with raw precision. Thrash played at full throttle and zero compromise. Sabina's harsh, commanding vocals shattered stereotypes and helped redefine what heavy music could be. The band's message was simple: intensity over image, honesty over hype. While others sought radio play, Holy Moses kept things fierce, ugly, and real. Over 40 years later, they're still cited by younger thrash acts as pioneers who proved brutality and brains can coexist. What I love about them is their loyalty to their roots. No gloss, no gimmicks, just pure attitude. Holy Moses didn't follow a path. They bulldozed one, leaving a trail still burning today. If you love early Slayer or Creator, you'll understand why Exhumer deserved far more recognition. Formed in Wiesbaden in 1985, they blasted into the underground with Possessed by Fire, a record overflowing with speed, rage, and youthful chaos. Their raw thrash sound captured the spirit of rebellion better than many polished contemporaries. But label issues and lineup instability cut their rise short, leaving only cult fame behind. When they returned decades later with Fire and Damnation and Hostile Defiance, it felt like unfinished business. The same aggression, just honed and heavier. What's striking is how natural their comeback was. No nostalgia, no compromises, just pure adrenaline. Exhumer's music bridges generations of thrash fans, uniting the old-school purists and new listeners hungry for authenticity. They may never top festival bills, but their legacy stands as proof that true energy and conviction never die. They just wait underground. While the Scorpions dominated German rock radio, Victory built their own legacy quietly in the shadows. Formed in Hanover in 1984, they perfected the blend of melodic hooks and hard rock grit that defined the decade. Albums like Don't Get Mad, Get Even and Culture Killed the Native overflow with anthem-ready choruses and precise guitar work. Their songs were built for stadiums, but fame never matched their quality. What I love about Victory is their resilience. Even after countless lineup changes, they kept that distinct sound alive. The band's mix of heart, groove, and big chorus energy deserves far more recognition than it ever got. They may not have achieved Scorpions-level superstardom, yet they represent everything great about German melodic metal: craftsmanship, energy, and pride. Victory's catalog is a hidden treasure chest from the 80s, proof that some of the best arena anthems never left Europe's borders.
They can change the world and make it a better place, yeah. Actually, their voices, no hope in their cry.
Axis are one of those bands that make you wonder why they never became massive worldwide. Founded in Lunin in 1988, they stormed the European charts with Kingdom of the Night, a debut packed with hooks, harmonies, and flawless production. Their sound blended melodic rock warmth with power metal drive, giving them a unique identity in a crowded scene. Vocalist Bernhard Weiss delivers every line with passion and precision, while the band's upbeat tone makes their songs instantly memorable. What stands out most is their positivity. In a genre often obsessed with darkness, Axis celebrate melody, hope, and pure joy. Through the 90s, 2000s, and beyond, they kept releasing consistently strong albums, earning loyal fans across Europe and Japan. They might not headline giant festivals, but their music radiates craftsmanship and sincerity. Axis remind us that metal can lift you up, not just blow you away. Last one is a 90s band. Ever wondered what heavy metal would sound like if it took off into space? That's exactly what Iron Savior set out to answer. When Pete Silk teamed up with Kai Hansen in 1996, they weren't chasing trends. They were building their own universe. Their albums tell an ongoing sci-fi saga about a colossal space fortress defending humanity, powered by some of the most anthemic riffs in German metal. Songs like Coming Home and Atlantis Falling feel larger than life, soaring vocals, airtight production, and a rhythm section that hits like rocket fire. What I love about Iron Savior is their sense of purpose. Every note feels engineered for liftoff. They never softened their sound or compromised their vision, and that commitment gave them a loyal following across Europe and Japan. Iron Savior didn't just imagine metal among the stars, they launched it there, and it's still orbiting strong. Alright guys, that's 10 bands which I really believe deserve way more credit. Germany's metal legacy runs so much deeper than just the big names. These artists poured heart and soul into every riff. Tell me in the comments, should we keep this series going with a part 3?